Ah, yes. Apple is playing the Apple Playbook to the T. They wait for what you could consider a relatively mature market to mature, and then they hop in with their version. And let's be honest, we're all waiting for the verbiage and the communication and the message around the foldable iPhone. This revolutionary, and we've had the courage to, it's coming. And these are the things that annoys me about Apple. But at the end of the day, I am the sucker I am, and here I am, and I am waiting for the foldable iPhone. Now, foldable phones in general, have been something that I've had my eye on for quite some time. Uh, I really admire the work that Samsung have done, and a lot of the other Android manufacturers. There's some crazy stuff. Now I'm seeing trifolds. There's some crazy stuff out there, and I what is it, the Z Flip? I like that Samsung's even innovated in a way that you have options as to how you want your phones to fold, and they have done such a great job in a no compromise product. And what I mean by that, the first versions of the folds had this weird thing where reviewers were taking them out the box and ripping the screen protector off and destroying the phone. It turned out to not be the screen protector that was shipped. It was actually like a piece of the film, and it was like, what? And over, and they just became susceptible to dust, and the hinges weren't that great, and the crease of the foldable display was super pronounced, and you had to be a lover of technology to deal with these less than ideal design changes and annoyances. But Samsung, in the last like 3 or 4 years, I looked at them, and the designs are rock solid. The hinges are great, and I've actually held a few of them and played with them. They're really nice devices to hold and use, and the software experience is pretty good. Meaning they actually have software that takes advantage of it, and that's nice to see. And then they're like waterproof and dust resistant, and they're super thin now, and they've got good battery life, and they've got a good refresh rate. The cameras are good. Like, it's just a mature product, and I feel like no matter what vendor, what manufacturer you go with, you can find a rock solid foldable display option. Apple is the last to the party. But I'm also a little concerned about which form factor they'll use. So for me, a foldable should be, once it's folded, there's a usable screen, and you can use it in a traditional candy bar style. And then you open it into to get that glory of a mini tablet. Which is why in the earlier iterations of them, they were super dope, and I was tempted. I think the Pixel, the latest Pixel is the one that most has my eye, Pixel Fold. But I didn't like how some of those screens were kind of skinny, and it wasn't quite like, nah, I want a full regular display outside, fam. And so that's one of the form factors that when I think of foldable, I think is best for me. And then there's the Surface Duo. I really like the hardware on that. I've played with that phone quite a bit, and it almost got me to switch because I used to be a Microsoft whore. I'm still a big admirer of Microsoft, but maybe I could have a video on where Microsoft disappointed me over and over, and why and how it's shaping how I'm looking elsewhere for my technology fix outside of Microsoft. But the Duo I thought was dope. I thought Microsoft made a lot of nice design choices in terms of software as well to make that experience super dope. But I didn't like the idea that you had to open the phone to use it. But I did like the idea of when that phone is closed, it's closed. Does that make sense? I feel like our phones are always fighting to get us to pick them up. and the idea to just close it like a notebook and put it down was kind of cool, but I don't think it would be practical for me. I say that to say, I think Apple is going, from what I've been seeing, they're going more toward the closed notebook sort of design. And now knowing that I'm in the Apple ecosystem, that might not be a super terrible thing, because I've got the watch and maybe I could see what that notification was and I could make that decision. Or I'm on a Mac working, or on my iPad working. So me and thinking it through, I generally throughout the day, I don't look at my phone as often as. So I'm interested to see where they would go. My preference would be to have, when it's folded, have a display, or at least some type of display that can show me something. But I could also be swayed in the other direction. But I'm much looking forward to this foldable iPhone. Today I have an iPhone 15 Pro Max, and technology for me means so much. It's changed a lot. So the way I engage with my technology is very different. To me, that means a lot more AI stuff, a lot more infrastructure and security stuff, much less of the gadget stuff. So I don't. This is like my third phone where it's not the latest and greatest. I don't upgrade my phone every year. I don't need to. I'm a professional photographer now. I've got so many different cameras around the house. I'll always have a camera with me. So for me, upgrading on a yearly cycle was to do so to get the better camera. I don't really need that anymore. I work from home a lot. You know what I mean? So I don't need. The battery life on these phones are good enough. I'm buying a phone that's always charged. So much so where I thought about going with the iPhone Air, but then, maybe not, because the Fold is right around the corner, and the rumors were this Air is actually one half of that Fold. So I opted to just sit back and chill and see what they did with the Fold. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it. I'm gonna give it a shot. And I think Apple is gonna do what they do best, which is come up with some interesting add additions to the form factor and knock the design out of the park. And I'm curious to see how they'll take advantage of that. Now you got a sort of iPad mini going on, and what you can do with that, and how you can set up two of these iPad minis and have a 3-screen setup with your Mac. And I'm interested to see what they do, especially since I'm in the ecosystem. But yeah, my name is Ramon, 2026. I missed you guys, and the way I'm choosing to pick up this conversation is sharing these conversations that matter to me as it relates to me and you and everyone else, and how we enjoy our technology and everything else that makes lifestyles define just a lifestyle brand. So yeah, good to see you. I'm happy to be back. Like the video if you like it. Hit the comment section down below. We'll talk soon. Peace.